Family and friends, have you ever been healed from what you never talked about? Some pain stays silent until Jesus speaks to it. Some of us, the deepest wounds are the ones we never talk about, but Jesus heals what we hide. If these videos are speaking to you, hit like, comment, subscribe for weekly healing, and share with someone chained in bondage. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you. Now let's dive into it. A few minutes for us underdogs and strugglers in the Bible. My name is Tony Lewis, and here I am again, y'all. And it's my plum-pleasing pleasure, as usual, to share with you today a few minutes for us. The U is for underdogs, and the S is for strugglers in the Bible. Let me tell you about the 40th biblical character we will look at today. It's the Gardarene Demoniac, the Gardarene Demoniac, healing from what he never talked about. Healing from what he never talked about. Let me tell you about this man's story. It's in Mark chapter 5, verses 1 to 20, a life no one understood. Let me introduce you to a man who lived in the place most of us avoid, the graveyard. He dwelt among dead people in a dead place, but he wasn't dead, y'all. He was just surrounded by things that killed his joy. My goodness. He was a man broken not by bad behavior, but by unseen battles. His neighbors didn't understand him. His family couldn't reach him. He was a man who was marked by misery. Who am I talking to? His pain was so loud he cried in the mountains, but so deep nobody knew what he was crying about. He was hurting but unheard. Check it out. Check him out. Let me tell you his struggle. He was suffering in silence, in secret spaces. He was suffering in silence, in secret spaces. He had hidden hurt. No one knew the root of his pain. He carried what he couldn't communicate. Anybody ever experienced that? This brother's struggle didn't start in the cemetery. It started inside of him. He had some internal invasion. He was filled with demons, y'all, that confused his identity. Lord have mercy. Before he lost control of his action, he lost control of his identity. He had invisible injuries. He cut himself, showing internal wounds, becoming external actions. He was incomplete in his identity. When Jesus asked his name, he didn't even know who he was himself. My name is Legion because many things live inside of me. That's what he said. He didn't know who he was anymore. Whatever. You ever been there? When too many problems, too many memories, too many mistakes try to name you? People tried to chain his hands, but no one ever tried to heal his heart. Let me tell you about this brother's success. He went from tormented to testimony, from tormented to testimony. Jesus stepped where others stayed away. Jesus walked into the tombs, walked into the trauma, walked into what the town they didn't want to talk about. He was clothed by Christ. What shame stole, Jesus restored. He became calm in his right mind. Peace replaced panic, and clarity replaced confusion. My God, his character was changed. He went from wild living to wise sitting at the feet of Jesus. Commissioned to communicate, Jesus sent him to tell what mercy had made possible. He became a messenger of miracle, sharing how Jesus healed what he never talked about. But what is the lesson? What is the lesson? Jesus still releases from bondages and restores minds and restores identity. Jesus still releases from bondages, restores minds, and renews identity. So remember, when you struggle like the Gardarene demoniac, When confusion clouds your clarity and you can't identify who you are anymore. When chaos controls your choices and you do what you hate without knowing why. When condemnation crushes your confidence and shame speaks louder than scripture, my God. When cutting comments create deep cuts and emotional wounds bleed in private places. When chronic stress steals your stability and you can't explain why you feel out of control. Remember, when you succeed, when confidence grows from Christ's compassion, and you stand in places you once avoided, when the clarity of Christ has conquered your confusion, and you recognize your identity without apology, when celebration confirms your restoration and the life once embarrassed now elevates you, when Christ-centered courage counsels your old condemnations and shame loses its seat in your soul. When your calling comes from your cleansing and your story becomes someone else's survival guide. Remember the lesson. Jesus still releases from bondages, restores minds, and renews identities. Jesus still releases from bondages, restores minds, and renews identity. To God be the glory. I'm out, y'all.